Human Health and Diseases Part 4. In this video, let us learn something about cancer, the most dreaded disease of mankind. Cancer. Cancer is not a single disease. There are hundreds of different sorts and they attack different parts of the body. In spite of these differences, all cancers involve the uncontrolled growth of cells. In a cancerous cell, something goes wrong with the control of the cell division and the cell starts to divide more often than it should. Ultimately, a mass of cancerous cells result called tumor or neoplasm. Cancer cells exhibit some of the following features which distinguish them from the normal cells. That is like uncontrolled proliferation with a reduced requirement for extracellular growth factors. They acquire the ability to invade new sites and this phenomenon is known as metastasis. They exhibit a number of alterations on the cell surface in the cytoplasm and in their genes. These factors are used for the identification of cancers. Cancers are classified on the basis of the original tissue from where they arose. The major categories of cancers are carcinomas. They are derived from epithelial tissue such as skin or the epithelial lining of internal organs or glands. About 85% of all tumors belong to carcinoma type. Melanomas are the cancerous outgrowths of melanocytes, a type of skin cells. Sarcomas are derived from tissues of mesodermal origin. Example, bone, fat and cartilage. They are rare in humans and it accounts to 1% of all tumors. Leukemias and lymphomas are the tumors of the hematopoietic cells or the blood cells. Metastasis is the spread of cancerous cells from one part of the body to another. The cells may be carried by the lymphatic system or in the blood. Cells that are metastasized are like those in the original tumor. For example, if the cancer begins in the stomach and spreads to pancreas, the cancer cells in the pancreas are stomach cancer cells. The danger signals that indicate that the cancer might have set in. A lump or hard area in the breast, a change in the wart or mole, a persistent cough or hoarseness, a persistent change in the digestive and bowel habits, excessive bleeding during menstruation in women, blood loss from any natural orifice, and unexplained weight loss. Cancer-causing viruses are called oncogenic viruses. They have genes called viral oncogenes. In contrast, several genes called proto-oncogenes or cellular oncogenes have been identified in normal cells, which, when activated under certain conditions, could lead to oncogenic transformation of the cells. Normal cell growth is firmly controlled by some regulatory genes, which regulate cell proliferation, differentiation, and survival. Mutations in these genes lead to oncogenic transformation. Cancer-associated genes can be divided into the following three categories like genes that induce cellular proliferation, example genes encoding growth factor receptors, transcription factors, etc. Genes that inhibit cellular proliferation like tumor suppressor genes and genes that regulate programmed cell death or apoptosis. All these genes are involved in the normal growth. Cancer is caused by mutant alleles of these genes whose products do not react to normal regulatory signals. Consequently, the mutated cell proliferates and uncontrolled growth ensues. How are cancer detected and diagnosed? So, by blood tests for abnormal white blood cells and bone marrow biopsy, non-invasive techniques like X-ray used in injected dyes, CT scans and MRI scans to detect cancers of internal organs like pancreas and kidneys, monoclonal antibodies against cancer-specific antigens are coupled to appropriate radioisotopes. These can be used for imaging of a number of different cancers. Now, let us look at the approaches to cancer treatment. The most common approach would be surgery and most appropriate if the cancer is localized and the aim is to remove the entire tumor. However, this approach does not ensure that all the cancer cells have been removed and moreover, not all tumors are accessible for surgical manipulation. Radiation therapy. A second way of treating cancer is to use high energy ionizing radiation to destroy the cancerous cell, and this is called radiotherapy. X-rays, gamma rays from a radioactive isotope such as cobalt, beams of electrons or beams of neutrons may be used depending upon the type and position of the cancer. However, this approach also causes tremendous damage to several tissues in the vicinity of the tumor mass. Chemotherapy is the third technique that involves the use of drugs. Several chemotherapeutic drugs are used to kill tumor cells. However, majority of them have a number of side effects. Immunotherapy, this approach involves boosting of natural anti-cancer immunological defense mechanism. Monoclonal antibodies are used in various ways. However, immunotherapy is a developing science and its place in the routine treatment of immunological and malignant diseases is still evolving. And usually, it is always a combination of surgery or radiation therapy, or surgery and chemotherapy, or surgery, radiation therapy, and chemotherapy together is given to the patient in order to treat the patient and enable the person to come out totally out of cancer.